Hello. Please tell me if you can hear me all right, and if the music, if you can also hear the music. I just want to make sure that the music is not too loud or too soft and you can still hear me. All right. Hmm. Hold on, I'm just getting ready. Wow. I'm looking for music and I just happened to find like a speed painting of Shampoo that I never saw before. I'll have to watch that later. um, well, I can't find the song anymore. So I'll go for a completely unrelated soundtrack. I should be playing Final Fantasy VII Remake, but been drawing mostly. Thank you. I'm glad that worked out well. I always enjoy drawing Shampoo, if you guys didn't know already. I'm kind of addicted to it a little bit. It's I find it a lot of fun. So behold. So this is an animation I started working on, and hello, I see Ice. So like I said, this is an animation I've started working on, and it's basically, I don't really do much animation at all. I'm just like redrawing every frame, because why not? So I only have like 3 done so far, and this is the idea of doing this whole thing. Woohoo! Alright. Hello, Hector. Thank you. Wow, from Guatemala. That's something. Alright, here, this image is not completely done. I just need to do the shading of her hair, and after that this particular image will be done. So let's select the color of her hair, hide it a little bit, and we'll draw the highlight, like the light blue of her hair. Yeah, I've been really into drawing these days. I just like to, you know, chill out at my computer, listen to random things, and draw. Not that I don't like FF7 remake, but I'm just not really in the mood to play video games much these days. Alright, this is what I want. Okay. So now we're just gonna retrace this to make it better. And you know, sometimes I just feel like redrawing something because it's just like really relaxed for me. When I draw something from scratch, it takes a lot of effort, and sometimes I'm not in the mood to just do all that. I'm just in the mood to do something like that won't require me to think much. So, hi Sadaso. So here just looking at the other image after that. Whoops. So the tricky thing with coloring is that when you have like a tiny corner like this here, you want to draw it with the pencil, with the pen, because if you try to just fill it with the paint bucket, it's not gonna reach that little corner, and you'll have like little empty corners with no color. Yeah, redrawing is different. Like I know it's not really, you know, it's certainly easier and than doing a normal drawing, like if drawing from scratch. But sometimes I'm in the mood to do that instead. So, and they're some of my favorite scenes. So it's always fun to see them evolve and look better than before. This particular scene is like one of my favorite ever. The colors, I tried to pick them up from the actual, like from a scan of a cell, of a real cell, to have like the most accurate color possible. But I mean, everyone draws her differently. Even now, I sometimes use a kind of like a purple overlay to give her hair a more of a shiny, give her hair kind of a candy-like color. Alright, so now you see we've used the paint bucket to fill up all these zones, but sometimes you see, like, look, when you fill it up here, it's working fine, but like here, this corner here, there's a, you know, it went past the line, and if you look here, like, there's these little, oh god, what the hell was that? Okay, there's these little mistakes, and here you see this little corner here, it didn't reach, so I need to do it, you know, manually. Just make sure that the color doesn't go past the lines. I know that a lot of artists don't really care about that, and they don't care about the lines, but I try to be like, I'm really I go a little bit crazy with the lines. I want the lines to be perfect, and I'm a little bit too intense on that. So see, I had to correct a bunch of little, you know, here didn't fill up properly, and I see here, like, see how insane I am here, the lines, hold on. I don't know if you saw here, but the line doesn't reach completely. There you go. So now let me just fix some of these little problems. And okay, see, the color didn't reach again. See? So I need to fill it up. And I think we're done with that. So just looking around a little bit, trying to see if there's anything missing. Hold on, I can't. I can't translate what you're saying. The music that's playing right now, it's music from Mega Man Battle Network 3. So, okay, so for this animation, so this animation is basically, okay, you can see at the bottom of the screen, this is the timeline. So there's like the first 4 frames is a loop where you can see her hair moving. So it's something like this. Oh god, sorry. I hope you didn't. So it's the same 4 frames that repeat, because in this scene, like, she's jumping in the air above Ranma, and while she's in the air, you can see like Ranma running at the bottom of the screen, and you can see her like catching up in midair, and you see that her hair is moving with the wind, but her body is not moving. her body only starts to move when she does the front flip to do this. So this little, I decided to add this loop because I thought she was super cute. So I have 2 drawings of that loop, and the idea is to do the other 2. Battle Network 3 is like the best game of the series. The music is awesome, and if you have one game to play in that series, I recommend 3. So as I was saying, what I'm gonna do now is you see, because her body doesn't move, only her hair moves, I copy paste some of the layers from one frame to the other. So I will copy all these layers, duplicate them, and I'm gonna put them in the other frame, which is number 2. And if you go here, that didn't work. Okay. Okay, so right now it looks exactly the same, but we're gonna fix that. Yes, I'm from Quebec, Dr. Ether. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna hide the color because it's kind of obsolete at this point, because I will redo it entirely. And her hair, oh, what the hell? Oh, I didn't merge them. All right, never mind. I'm gonna merge these layers, and here, same here. Okay, so I'm gonna hide the colors, and in fact, and now I'm gonna just take the lines here and hold on. Thank you, IC Ice. Matt, I know the TurboGrafx 16 games, and I was actually looking for Shampoo's song to play here, but I couldn't find it right now. So, but yeah, those games, I took a bunch of screenshots of them, and I wanted to redraw them at some point, but I didn't do it yet. So here we're gonna hide the lines of her eyes, and now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna erase the parts of her hair that move and redraw them, because they're gonna be animated. So I'm gonna just erase her bangs here. Actually, I can just select it like this, and you know, these parts here will not, the parts outside the selection won't move, so I can just select the parts of it that are gonna move. I'm just going like a, oh, what did happen? Okay. Yes, Ada. So I think the first episode of Shampoo are probably the best, because you know, there's so much happening with her character in these 3 episodes, and the episode really focus on her, and it's great. So now we just like erase all this stuff. Okay, And now what? I'm gonna use the same drawing. Actually, hold on. Yes, I think that token art. I'm a little bit obsessed with that, actually. Okay, so as I said, I'm gonna remove that and I'm gonna add it to another layer and I'm gonna put it in transparency just to see where the next frame is. Like what the next frame looks like. Oh no. No, never mind. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna activate onion skin. Why can't I see it? Because the image underneath it is hiding. Oh yeah, alright. So what you see in green is the next frame. So if you ask me, I can't stand Akane. I'm, like I said to a lot of people, I'm more of a Shampoo fan than a Ranma One-Half fan. So watching the episodes nowadays for me is a kind of difficult because I keep wanting the series to focus on Shampoo. And Akane is like always a big focus, and it annoys me. So now we're gonna try to do an animation with her hair. Because this part is totally not in the original. Her hair doesn't really move, like her bangs don't move. So here we're gonna make it move and see where that leads us. Now comes the song about cyberspace in Mega Man Battle Network. Alright. So what does it look like? Okay, so we have this. It's kind of hard without the colors, so I'm gonna keep going and see what happens. See, now I think I'll just like add some color. See, now the color is all messed up, so I'm gonna just delete everything. Oh no, never mind. No, I'm not gonna delete everything. I'm just gonna delete the stuff that doesn't move, which is basically everything. I'm gonna delete the stuff that moves, sorry. So which means like everything below. So hold on, I'm just gonna remove this part, and yeah, so I can just delete that, and now you know the top of her head doesn't really move, so Oh, I see a mistake. A mistake! Here, look at this. Look at this. Alright, you don't see it anymore. So, okay. Oh, I see another mistake. This is what happens. Oh, what? Oh, I'm on the wrong layer. Oh. Alright. I know nobody will notice these mistakes, but they drive me crazy, so so here we're gonna put some color just to see if the movement of her hair looks nice, because, you know, why not? So I'm gonna fill up this part, and, you know, why not just, oh god, I'm on the wrong layer again. Oh no, it's okay. Okay, so now I'm just gonna yes, Dr. Ether, I took the colors straight from a cell scan that I found on the, like, I looked for the best scan I could find, and I picked the color straight from it. Whoops. Alright, so now what I wanted to do is this. Whoops. Okay. And just looking at it, I almost want to do well, I'll do the lines before doing the color. So here I won't have to do much animation because the background from the TV series already animated her hair, so I'm just gonna follow the lines roughly. You can see that her hair is bigger in the picture from the TV series, but it's a completely different it's from a completely different like shot, so instead I decided to take the sorry, I had to leave for a while, but what was I saying? Oh yeah, so in this in this part of the animation, she's small, she's like in the background behind Ranma. So instead of just drawing her exactly like that, I decided to fit more with what comes after, so you can see that her face doesn't change much. And her hair is not as big, because, you know, she's drawn a bit differently in that shot, so whatever. Now here's a little tool that I like. Sada, so to answer your question, no, I don't draw drunk because I don't drink alcohol. So here's a neat little tool. In Clip Studio, it allows you to draw like beautiful curves with minimal effort. So this is useful when you want to draw some things that require you to make a perfect curve. A perfect curve, like for example, Shampoo's hair. So you can have a curve that's always the same thickness and will like be a perfect, you know, curve without having like to do stuff like this and constantly redraw your curve because it's never perfect and you always like shake and it's ugly. So this curve tool is useful when you have, for example, very long hair like this, and you want it to look perfect. So I try to draw the curves manually whenever I can, but for this kind of stuff where I have to draw like fast and just follow a pre-existing curve, I just use the curve tool because, you know, I already know where the line is supposed to be, so it's easy. It's another way of saving time. The tool is called continuous curve, and it's this little thing. Figure continuous curves. There's also other like straight lines and stuff, but continuous curve is the one that I saw a preview video and I was convinced to buy this software. But I don't use it all the time. I only use it when I know where the line is supposed to be and I want to, you know, gain some time. So now her hair strands on the side. Now this is something I usually draw by hand like this. So now I'm gonna look at okay. I'm gonna try to draw it a little bit like the other frames. The thing with animation is that you have to remember how you drew the last frame, because if you change the way you draw things in another frame, you're gonna see the change like pop up. But I just want to have something done at least, and then I will do like little corrections. And one reason why you can see lines of her shoulder is because her body is actually drawn underneath her body is underneath the hair layer, so that's why I do something like this, like hold on, let me just show. Lines, where's the lines layer? Oh, it's already there. That's why I do something like this, that you can see like her forehead underneath the hair. It's because when the hair moves, you need to be able to see what's underneath it. Like for example, her shoulder, when her hair strands move, I don't want to redraw her shoulder every time, so it's a layer underneath it that is always there, so I can move her hair around and I won't have to redraw everything every time. Now it's time to draw these little things. I don't know how people call them, but I call them hair ornaments. So sometimes I draw these more detailed, like they're like little bells tying her hair, but sometimes, you know, I don't want to redraw these little details like perfectly, especially when I do an animation. It's really complicated to redraw these things all the time in all the little details and redraw them like exactly the same every time. So instead, like they do in the actual cartoon, like anime show, they just draw a circle. They don't add more detail to it. And because I'm a perfectionist, I always want to make sure there are perfect circles, so I use a selection to do that. So now we have drawn all the lines, and so we can hide the model, and we will add color to her hair, and so to do that, we will hide every other color, and I need to keep the lines, and so yeah, I'm gonna now add more color like this, and there you go. But now there's a problem. I'm gonna add the colors to these as well. So now, but there, oh, sorry. Now there's a problem. See, because the blue is on top, because the blue, her hair is on top of everything else, like this, you see it's on top of the lines. It kind of overlaps the lines of her body. See? The blue goes over the lines. So I'm not looking at her butt. What? So what I'm doing in this case, I will make a selection out of the lines, and I will just erase the blue where it shouldn't show up, like this, so that the blue doesn't go where it's not supposed to. Like here it went on top over here of her ear and her arm. Just, you know, like using the paint bucket to fill up color, it's never really been working exactly as we want, so we always have to fix things like this here, like this. All right, now like what you see here, the blue didn't reach everywhere, so I'm gonna have to correct things again. Oh shit, okay. These little corners are the worst. Oops. All right. Oh, see here, these same thing again, the little corners from hell. I always have to correct things. We're lucky here, there isn't too many, there's nothing too crazy about her hair. In some pictures that I made, the hair is all over the place, so I have to go everywhere and fix these. All right, so for the color, so we see that some of that stuff doesn't move, so we don't need to do anything, but we need to fix this part. Like this. Oh god, that looks weird. I made a mistake. Okay, so it still looks weird. I'm probably gonna have to copy paste. Why did you say you're late, Marco? Alright, this looks like crap, so I'm gonna have to copy paste this part and, you know, whoops, not do that. So I'm gonna copy paste this. Yeah, I'm doing an animation. I don't really know why I'm doing it. See? So now it's gonna be all right. See? All right. So, of course, there might be a couple problems, but you know, the essential is to have like the basics there, and after that I can go back and, you know, fix things. So I'm gonna do the same for her ornament there. How do you call that? Hair tie? Hair little butterfly thing. You didn't really miss much. I started adding the color and make the highlight. So it's a little bit too similar from frame 3 to 2, so I'm gonna just make it move a little bit. Okay, so for this now I think I can display her eyes. And now to do the rest of the color. So now I need to do the highlights like the model, so I'm gonna show the model again, and I'm gonna make the final color transparent and draw the highlight on another layer on top. So something like this. So now I follow what is on the model behind. Let me just change the music. I'm sick of this. I don't know how many times I've listened to this song. So for these I kind of have to improvise because the model is so low res that I don't have the details. What you're saying, Sadas? Which are your works of animation in your job? I don't do any animation in my job right now. I've never actually worked in animation. I have studied cartoon animation, but never worked in a real company doing cartoon animation. Well, my dream was to be working in anime, but that doesn't work here. So in the end, I didn't find any job, and I went into video games. Is there an artist who I've always wanted to see their take on shampoo? I think I've seen a picture by Sakimi-chan of shampoo, but I think it was only like a Patreon thing, and like it was not like it was, of course it was a nude picture, but there was like a censored version, and I never got the full version because I'm not a patron. So there's another artist I'm subscribed to on Patreon, but I don't pay, who draws pretty cool characters, a bit like Sakimi-chan. I would be curious to see what I think it's a woman, what she can do. I want to see what anyone can do to draw shampoo. The more people draw her, the happier I am. Other than that, one of my favorite artists is Yoji Shinkawa, who draws the Metal Gear stuff. I don't know if you could particularly do Shampoo justice, but I really like his style, and he's a beast. I have a bunch of art books of him. There we go. Now we have what I had to do. Now let's just do this, and I think we're done with this one. Let me just go back and look for mistakes. Okay, that's all right. Oh, something wrong. Oh, so not this. And again, the same mistake. All right. I think we're done with this one. Let me check what's the name of Liangqing. Posted the name in the chat. Chinese artist. Nope, I can't post the link. There's too many characters. She drew well, I think it's a she, but I'm not sure. But here's a link to a picture of Ada from Resident Evil 2 in the chat. All right. And now another, here's the last image I have to draw for the loop with her hair moving. So again, we're gonna copy paste most of the layers to the other image. And bring them to the other folder. Hold on, let me. See, I always, when I see God, these pictures, I never saw them. I always feel kind of not jealous, but a little bit bad about my own skills whenever I see another artist drawing shampoo and oh, I could have drawn that one, or they're so much better than me, and I always feel like I'm not that good. So here we are not gonna need the colors. Oh no, again, I'm mistaken. We actually need some of the colors. So I'm gonna select the colors in her hair, the top of her hair, and keep them. And we're gonna do the same with the lines. We want to keep these. Okay, so do I really want to erase all that stuff? All right. So now we have, we are drawing frame number 1, which is between 2 and 4. So at this point, for the part where I'm improvising with her, you know, her bangs, I can just, well, let's remove the colors. This is bothering me. And so what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna draw the lines for the hair just in between the lines I see here. So if I just remove the color so that it's easier to see. So in frame 1, you see I have a blue line and I have a yellow, green line. I just need to draw between these lines and it will blend the two together. Nice. Which mangas have I read? See, I'm a big fan of Ranma, but I didn't read that much stuff. I read, I don't know why I think about this one, but I read Bastard. Do somebody know that manga? It's called Bastard with 2 exclamation mark. I read also Mermaid Forest. See, this is where I would probably use the curve. But it's too thick compared to the other one. No, never mind. Well, I could change the thickness, but these days I was reading, I was gonna say Lum, but Urusei Yatsura. I bought like a couple of books from that series. there's another thing with mangas is that, you know, I don't want to buy all that. I know I read the first book. I have the first book of Inuyasha. I bastard. I like the drawings and I like the anime, and the first books were pretty nice to see in anime form. But it was quite sexual actually. I like the hero was a jackass who wants to bang all the chicks. Like he reminds me. Well, I didn't back then. I didn't know Devil May Cry because it didn't exist. But he reminds me of Dante. But if he was a much if he was much more of an asshole. He's really cocky and he would like taunt his enemies all the time because he's like really powerful. And he would take advantage of all the hot chicks and I only read like the first few books of the story. I didn't read the past of a certain number of books. They kind of stopped being released, and I stopped like caring because they never came out, and I kind of lost interest. But there are more books that came out, and I didn't really read. And I think the art style changed a little bit too. I read a little bit of the Persona 4 manga. But again, that's another thing. I didn't buy like all the books because you know there's a lot of books and it's basically just retelling the story of the game. And I already have the anime of the game. But yeah, I got into Yurusei Yatsura recently and I really enjoy it. I find it really funny. I like that it's completely I like that it doesn't care about, like, it's not serious at all. I know that Ranma is a comedy, but it still, you know, tries to be realistic a bit, and it still tries to be serious sometimes, but Urusei Yatsura, it's like it doesn't care. Urusei Yatsura, it's like some episode end with like the house explodes, and it ends like that, and you have no idea how they got out of that one. Hello, Yezilo Nachos. So here, instead of relying on the onion skin, I'm just drawing what I see in the model picture. and here, interesting, we don't see behind because of Ranma's pigtail. So we're gonna have to improvise. So here I'm gonna hide the model, and I'm gonna draw something that seems to fit between these two images with the help of the onion skin. So I'm gonna do something like all right, this is where the hair is. I'm gonna do something like the next one is gonna be this. So I'm gonna do something like this. No, never mind. So guys, I know that you some of you follow me on Twitter, but where did you come from? Did you see me broadcasting on YouTube? Did you see the link I posted on Facebook? Where did you come from? What kind of layer I'm using? I don't know, normal layers. They don't have any properties that I changed. Let me put some other music. Interesting. So if you came from YouTube, John, that means you're not really exposed to my crazy shampoo obsession on Twitter. Because on Twitter I share pictures everybody draws of shampoo all the time, and I'm like, I don't only post that, but you know. All right. One of these days I should make a video explaining why I like shampoo, because it must be like a mystery to most people. And just because, you know, people on YouTube like to complain about a lot of stuff, and I've been thinking about doing videos like explaining why I like stuff instead of complaining about stuff, you know? So I wanted to make a video explaining why, you know, I like Mega Man, why I like shampoo. But, you know, making videos is a lot of effort, and well, I don't get very many views anyway, so I've kind of never really bothered with it. Now time for the color. You have seen my obsession. Sometimes I feel bad for people who follow me for Mega Man stuff, because these days I'm not really in the mood for doing game development and that kind of stuff. So yeah, well, what do you say? Like it's not like I'm paid to do all that stuff, right? So I want to do what I feel like doing. We don't even see her butt in this image. What are you talking about? All right, more music. You know, there's a reason, there's many reasons why I like Champ. Like, people who don't know her must be like, what? Why? It's the kind of video I would have to like write a script for it and make a list of everything. Otherwise I'm gonna forget stuff, and if I just talk about it like without a list, it's gonna be like me rambling about shit. And if there's one thing I, you know, don't like is like, well, sometimes it's interesting, but you know, the raw videos like streaming and stuff, I don't watch a lot of it. I like I prefer watching like edited stuff where, you know, you show me all the interesting things. But yeah, it's not just the sexy stuff I like from Shampoo. Yo, the nerdy gaming cuber. You're grinding for 250 subs? What do you mean? You mean YouTube subs? I'm really not subscribed to a lot of people. I usually go see exactly the videos I want. Whoops. But yes, sometimes it's better to subscribe, which I sometimes forget. At some point I'll go back to doing some Mega Man stuff. I've been thinking about it. At least I went back to, you know, Visual Studios a little bit to get back in the mood. I made a mod for Unlimited where which we might do an episode, Snupster episode on. It's just, you know, for the Mega Man stuff, I'm on my own to do this stuff, like to do the programming and everything. So recently I ran into a couple problems and I didn't know how to fix them, and I kind of lost motivation. And the other reason is that my daughter started going to school, and because of that, in order to be there when she comes back from school, I started to cut the lunch break at work. And since I was working on my game during lunch break at work, I stopped working on that because I didn't take any lunch break. So, and then I kind of got addicted to that, like because because I can finish work earlier since I don't take a lunch break. So I've kind of been addicted to that. Of course, that kind of went out the window with the whole, you know, virus thing. So now I would have more time during the evening to do other stuff, but these days I'm more in the mood to draw. And there are some like I said, there are some bugs that I don't know how to fix. So I mean, they don't stop the game from working, but it kind of pisses me off that I can't find how to fix it, because I'm not really a programmer, by the way. I try to program. Previously on Snupster Tactics. By the way, if you haven't watched Snupster Tactics, you should. It's pretty funny. Alright. Almost done with this image. After that, it will be easier, because it will be simply redrawing. All right. Oh, no, not that one. Oops. All right. We have everything. Oh. Alright, I think we got all the colors for. Oh, nope, 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 nope. This part. And all this for an animation that probably not many people are gonna see. But I don't care. And I was surprised by how many people still draw Ranma characters in Japan. Here nobody gives a crap, but on Twitter I discovered a lot of people from Japan who still draw these characters. So there's something I forgot in the last two images that I did is the highlights on her hair ornaments. Is it cold at Quebec? Not these days, it's pretty hot actually. It's funny because at the beginning of May we had like snow and now it's super hot. It's always like this. It's always a mess. And you know what I hate? People complaining about the weather and the snow here when they've lived here for like 30 years and they still don't understand that yes, it can snow in May here. Like grown-ass people that have been living for 60 years and here and still don't get it. They still outraged that there's snow in April here. Like you can't do anything about it and it happens every year. Why do you complain? Sorry. Oh, you live in Minnesota. I don't know where are all the states. But yeah, here there's snow. Usually there's snow in April and there's like even then in May, beginning of May there was snow here, so yeah. Not surprised. All right, so we have done the first 4 frames of this animation. So we're gonna take our reward and look at what it looks like when it moves. Let me just, oh god, I see another mistake. Right. Okay. She's just so cute in this pose. All right. Save. And what does it look like? Okay, maybe the animation is too long for no reason. All right, let's just come on. All right. Okay. Like this. Just let it play. Not bad. She's flying. Oh god, look at her hip and butt. It's there's an error there, there's a mistake. It's like pulsating. That will attract viewers. Look at her butt. Alright, so there's one frame of animation here where I fixed something there, but I didn't fix it in all the other frames or something like that. It's frame number 4, that's the problem. Alright, wanted me to focus on her butt, and that's where we do that. And that's gonna be easy. I'm just gonna take the lines that look good and copy paste them into frame number 4, and then I'm gonna take the lines that look good, the colors that look good, and paste them in frame number 4 too. So here we delete the ugly ones and we delete the colors, and there you go. So I'm gonna, okay, does it, okay, so now the hair is going through, so we have to see. Usually when I make a single picture, I tend to put a lot more effort in like the details of her face and her eyes and everything, but now it's an animation, so there's less detail, because if I put too much effort, too much detail in her face or in anything, it's gonna take forever to do like every image. I'm just gonna fix a little problem that happened when I copy pasted. There you go. All right. Oh, I see something here. Okay. So like right now it doesn't seem like, it doesn't seem very alive, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do like in the anime, I'm gonna make the camera, I'm gonna make her come in from outside the screen, like she's gonna come from the right bottom side, and she's gonna stop in the air, and then she's gonna do the flip. Like we're gonna have some time where we're gonna see her loop like that, but she's gonna move. She's not gonna be static like right now. I see some mistakes. Can you find it? It's here. Her shoulder is supposed to be hidden by her hair. So I have to fix that. I think. Hold on, let me just... Oh god, we don't see anything. Oh, okay, yeah, her shoulder is hidden by the hair, so... Alright, see ya, Matt. I'm gonna leave soon as well. I think after these 4 images, I'm gonna call it a day. Thanks for coming. Good night. We have done the first part of the animation. After that, it will be a matter of redrawing every frame. We have done 4 drawings here. I did another one, so I have 5 drawings out of 20. Man, we don't see anything in these models. Alright, so I'm gonna, for this one, not gonna hide everything. I'm gonna show a little bit of her shoulder. Good night, Sadasu. Are you leaving too? I guess well, we'll stop. We will stop soon anyway. So I rarely leave an image unfinished or a project unfinished. I say that, but after talking about Mega Man that I haven't finished yet, but I mean an image. An image takes much less time than a video game, you know. But yeah, it's rare that I leave a shampoo image unfinished. Whoa. I need to hide. So doing an animation is a lot of there's a good chunk of work that is like just setting up stuff. So before you saw this, what I'm doing here, I set up like all these, I took all these screenshots. Well, I just saved them from Vegas into image sequences. So, but I took all the images and I pasted them here, positioned them properly, and I made like folders out of all of them so that I can have all my cells. So it's a lot of setup, but once you're set up, it goes pretty smoothly. And this software is pretty good to make animation. Alright, so I'm gonna stop here for tonight. The next step will be, after these 4 frames that loop, we will see this one, which I have already done. And then we're gonna make this, and all these other 15 images from image 6 to image 20. And if I feel like it, I will probably make more images in between them so that our front flip looks even smoother than now. For example, I will probably add an image between like 7 and 8 to have like a super smooth, like maybe between 8 and 9. I will see, like if I still feel sane, I will try to add more images so it looks even more smooth and super awesome. Because you know, she will look nice. Look at these, look at the colors of her shirt. You can barely see the difference between the highlight and the shadow. So for like this image, for example, I had to do something like this to see like where's the dark blue versus the light blue, to know like where to draw them, because otherwise you don't even see it, like you don't see where they are. So yeah. All right, I'm gonna stop here, guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. And well, there's not really lacking. There's not really frames that are lacking. It's just that sometimes you want a feeling of speed, so you should add more images between one of or two images, but maybe I will add some of them. It depends. Maybe after 20 images I'll be burnt out. Who knows? But it's just like redrawing, so it's not too you know, it doesn't require much thought. It's just like, you know, listening to some music and stuff and just drawing. It's pretty relaxed. But doing more in betweens will take more effort. I'll have to actually draw between. So yes, sorry about me rambling, but yeah, good night everyone, and thank you for watching. See you next time. Maybe I'm not sure if I will stream the rest of the process. It depends on, you know, I might not have the time to stream, but I'll definitely show the finished product, that's for sure. So well, see ya.